Now, we're speaking about it a lot on our show here, and right now the World Zionist Organization releasing a report on anti-Semitism in 2022, noting an increase in prejudice against Jewish people around the world, urging a collective effort to fight it. And with us now is senior fellow at the Tel Aviv Institute, Hen Mazzig. Hen, so we are on the eve of International Holocaust Memorial Day, 78 years after the liberation of Auschwitz, and there is a dramatic world rise in anti-Semitism. Will lessons of the Holocaust never be learned?
It's really depressing to think that we are not even 2 generations away or 3 generations away. We still have Holocaust survivors that are alive. Unfortunately, a lot of them are dying in a rapid speed, but it's so disheartening and terrifying to think that the world has not learned, and that hate speech on social media is probably at one of its peak in all time. Since Elon Musk took over Twitter, we've seen an increase of 60% in anti-Semitic hate speech, and we're seeing it across social media platforms. We're seeing it in the streets all over the world, and it's, besides being terrifying, it's also, I think it's a clear sign for the Jewish people that we have to be vigilant, that the world will not take care of us as we once hoped they would.
Hen, and looking at the world, where are the main centers of rising anti-Semitism, and what forms is it taking, and how bad are the trends?
We've seen that, manifestation of this hate speech in real life. Just yesterday in Paris, in France, where graffitis, anti-Semitic graffitis covered a whole Jewish neighborhood. We're seeing it in New York, we're seeing it in London, where Orthodox Jewish people are being beaten to a pulp in the streets almost on a daily basis. And we're seeing it also on social media, which is basically all over the world. It's everywhere. And I think that if in the Holocaust, social media was existed, far more many victims would have been killed because we know how fast this the hate speech and the lies are spread. So when there's no filterization, when there's no limit, when people can say what they want to say, at the end of the day, we see that we are the ones that are paying for it.
Hen, but social media is around for many years now. How come now is at its highest? Really, 2022 broke all records.
I think that we saw it coming at TLVI, at Tel Aviv Institute. We've been monitoring this hate speech for quite some time. And we saw that right after COVID, when people were closed at home with nothing to do, using social media became this thing that everyone are doing, and we all resorted to. We all probably remember how much time we spent on our phone. And we got used to it, and many more people discovered this tool than there were before. We saw an increase of users on social media. So I think that's one part. But the other part is also how the dehumanization campaign against the Jewish people has been trending and becoming more and more popular, when pop stars and celebrities and models and politicians have started to saying things that they probably would think twice about before saying. When the word apartheid would be thrown around Israel, at the end of the day, Israel is not the one paying for the attacks on Israel. It's Jews around the world. It's synagogues that are being attacked with graffiti. These are the people, these are the ones that will pay, not Israel. And that's what we need to explain to the world, that there's criticism, there's fair criticism, but then there's hate speech. And this hate speech will result with much more casualties for the Jewish community, and we don't want that.
We definitely don't. Now on to Europe. President Herzog is there now in Brussels speaking at World Holocaust Commemoration events. Many Jewish organizations around the world have taken up the cause of fighting anti-Semitism. Are there any positive trends to speak about right now?
I think that we are seeing that a positive trend in the sense that many more Jewish people, young Jews, are speaking up on social media. We haven't seen that a lot. Until in the recent 5 years or 4 years, we have seen an increase that has been dramatically uprising after May 2021 with the conflict in Israel. That a lot of Jewish voices started to join the conversation, and we're seeing more Jewish pride. It's a direct response to the attack against us, but it's a positive thing, because I think that the more Jewish people speak up, the more we are proud of our identity, the more we speak up about anti-Semitism, the more we're dehumanizing ourselves. So my hope is that Jewish people that are hearing us or hearing me around the world will start being more proud, because we find that this is the best way to fight anti-Semitism and hate speech against the Jewish community.
Let's hope. Hen Mazzig, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.